Right guys, welcome back to UK Highland Photography. Today we're going to be shooting a little bit of street photography. I've came into Manchester and I'm going to go get a coffee in a minute, because that's the first thing I do when I come to do street photography. Is I go grab a cup of coffee and then have some form of plan of what it is that I want to do. But again, we're here in Manchester and hopefully we're going to be having a look at some of the techniques what other street photographers do. In particular, there's one American photographer who done something, and I'll tell you about that later on. But for now, welcome back to UK Highland Photography, and today again we are going to be doing street photography. Right guys, we've got a bit of a problem, and the problem is that I wanted to use this today, but you see here up there, you see that screw? Well, that's not the standard screw mount, which means that this will not fit this. Okay, so I can't put this onto trees, or I can't put speed lights onto trees, or I can't put my action camera onto trees, because this doesn't fit, which is kind of sucks, because that's the whole point it came out today, was because I wanted to use this in addition to my photography. Now, I know I said I was going to go get a cup of coffee, but I've just spotted some geese over here, and I've been taking some photographs of them, and I've got some pretty good photos of them now. Photographs coming up now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to chill out here for a bit longer and photograph the geese. Seriously? Might stay here a little bit longer then. Haha, guess what YouTube? Good news. Have a look at this little trick. So apparently this screws off. So look, I've got the smaller one now. So there's the bigger version and there's the smaller version. So that means I'm back in business. Leaving the geese alone, we're going to go back into Manchester City. I'm going to grab myself a coffee, and then I'm going to delete the photographs which I no longer want. You see, when you have a break from doing street photography, it's always a good thing to start deleting the photographs you don't want. That way, when you get home, you don't have to sit there and shift through loads of photographs on your computer, because the thing is, when you're on the break, you're not doing anything, are you? So you just might as well delete the rubbish what you do not want, and then simply when you get home, put the SD card into your computer and take the good stuff off, instead of wasting time in Lightroom or Photoshop or whatever it is that you do use. So I've came here to a quiet part of the city. It's a little side street, because I want to talk to you something about an American photographer. There was I don't know his name, but he was an American photographer, and what he done was he took a speed light and he basically mounted it onto scaffolding. You can see the scaffolding there, and he mounted the speed light onto the scaffolding, and he basically photographed people as they went to work. And this was in New York, and the gentleman actually ended up getting sued by a Jewish man. There was this Jewish man, and the Jewish man said that it was against his religion or something to be photographed because I think the photographer put him on an exhibition or something in New York, and all these people, you know, had seen it, and the Jewish guy had seen it, so the Jewish guy decided to sue him. And you know, the American photographer, he argued that he's got every right to take photographs of this guy. And hi lads.
You work not talking to yourself, you know.
Yeah, I know, making YouTube videos. And yeah, so the guy, the photographer, he argued in court that he has got every single right to photograph people in the public place, and basically the court upheld in the favour of the photographer. So the photographer did win the case, and he did get to keep all the photographs and stuff like that. But as you can see, it's a little bit of a grey area with regards to street photography. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a look at some parts of the street where we could actually do the same setup, but I don't know if I'll actually take any photographs myself. But let's have a look at some locations where we could install a speed light on the street with regards to street photography. As you can see, I've installed the speed light here on the railing, and I'm underneath the scaffolding. So let's have a look at this. So basically, there we go. You can see people would walk through here, and people would walk through there, and I could have a radio trigger on actual camera, and when people actually walk under it, the speed light will illuminate them. And basically you've now taken studio quality lighting outdoors onto the street, which is in a way kind of pretty cool if you think about it. So again, what I could do is simply leave the speed light there, okay, take the camera and the radio trigger and just walk all the way down here, okay, turn around, and then all I have to do is simply to wait for someone to walk past that speed light, and then I could just fire and get the photograph it is that I wanted. Another thing what you could do with this lighting setup, guys, is you could take the speed light and you could install it up top. And if you install it up top, what you're doing is you're forcing your light down, which means the shadows is going to hit the ground as well. So that's another thing to bear in mind. Right guys, the good news is I've been able to dial in the correct lighting settings to the speed light, and I'm actually getting good exposures now under here, but I'm just waiting to find that one person who I feel really comfortable with regards to taking a photograph of, because I've got some people walking past here now, and you know, it's one of them you don't feel comfortable taking a photograph of them, but when hopefully I'm going to see the correct person, and hopefully I will get that shot of him. But here's a test shot. Have a look at this test photograph of the speed light underneath the scaffolding. So as you can see, the speed light's working. It's just getting that correct person now to be photographed. As you can see, flash is still there. I've put a marker down here. See this marker? I put that marker on the floor, and that's helping me. Children, people are walking into the actual flash, and I've taken a few photographs, so a few examples will be coming up now. I've had two people ask me to delete the photographs, and I've deleted the photographs because, again, I don't particularly care about deleting photographs, because I can always take new photographs. But anyway, there's some test shots of the speed light on the railings underneath the scaffolding. I think I'm going to call it a day now and just move on and go see what else is in the city. But yeah, that idea came from an American photographer, so there you go guys. So there's my kit guys. Wow, got to admit, you know, doing that speed light thing there, that's brand new to me. I've never done that before, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? I actually was very nervous doing that. You know, I've never done that before, and my confidence was, you know, very low. But then I just manned up and I started taking the photographs. And then I admit, you know, I started to feel more relaxed with regards to being a street photographer again. You know, again, I had two people say to me, delete the photographs. I deleted the photographs, no arguments, I don't care. Because the simple fact is, you know, I can always take new photographs. So deleting a photograph, it does not matter. So, what am I going to do now? I think I'm just going to walk around the city and shoot some natural light photographs. I think that's what I'll do now. And apparently, where I was taking them speed light photographs, apparently I was outside a famous online fashion shop, or, you know, internet shop, and apparently you should have seen all the models coming out. None of the models walked into my speed light, so I couldn't take the photographs of them, but nonetheless I was outside, I think it's Bahoo or something like that, but apparently that's what they told me. So right guys, see you in another part of the city. Wouldn't mind having that place as a studio. Imagine that as a studio. That'd be absolutely awesome. All that space, being able to work with long telezoom lenses, that'd be awesome in there. And look, it's actually for rent. I wonder how much money they're looking for that. So my day is now over. I'm sick of people asking me to delete photographs, so I've had enough of that. I just want to go home now, start editing these photographs, also start editing this video for you guys, going down the side streets here because it's a lot more quiet. So yeah, the day is over. I'm going home. Thank you for tagging along with me as I've been shooting street photography in the city of Manchester. Remember to subscribe to the channel guys. When you get the time, check out online shop over at www.ukhighland.com.